AdultTalk, a podcast by AdultWork.
Hello, everybody, and welcome one more time to our beautiful podcast. Today, we have a very, very special guest to you. I'm Juan Amaro, and I'm here with my co-host, Aurora Bella. How are you doing today?
Hi, everybody. I'm doing great. Looking forward to another new episode. We're midweek, almost. No, we're midweek. So
Midweek. Today, we have very exciting news. After this show today, we're going to start our, I believe it's in 1 hour, 1 hour and a half, we're going to start our new show called Adult Stories Live. And you're going to be able to interact with us as well. So keep tuned for that as well. Today, we have a very, very special guest with us here today. She's an adult content creator. And I'm going to bring her to the stage, sweet like Candy. Hello, Candy. How are you doing today? Let me just turn this around. How are you?
Yeah, I'm
Well,
fine, thank you.
So nice to have you here. Thanks so much for accepting our invitation for the show.
Thank you.
My first question to you is, how long have you been in the industry?
So probably about 10, 12 years. Yeah. So I started in my early 20s.
Okay. And before that, so take me back a little bit before that. What did you do before that?
I went to school. I did business management at college. Then I went into office jobs. I'm just not terribly good at behaving, shall we say,
All right.
in office space. Would say inappropriate things and, not great with the whole, what is socially acceptable. So although very intelligent, very qualified, I would often get fired from jobs. So I'd get decent jobs, but I wouldn't be able to maintain the social status quo and then be fired. So yeah, and that's why I love this job, because if I swear or be inappropriate, it's great, it fits in.
So, how did you find out about the industry? How did you start?
Yeah, so I was living in Southampton. I just got fired from a job and I was like, oh God, what am I going to do again? And a friend of mine who I worked with, her flatmate did adult work. And I ended up sleeping on their sofa and whatnot. And I saw what she was doing. And I thought, I've always been quite sexually open and comfortable. And I thought, why not? Let's give it a go.
Okay. So what did you do? Did you do first? Did you research first about platforms and how to do it, or?
Yeah, so I just went word of mouth through her. She used AdultWork. And to be honest, although I've looked at different platforms over the years, I've always come back to AdultWork. It's just nothing really compares. I feel it's safe and secure, and I appreciate the loyalty there. But yeah, so even though I've tried dibbing and dabbing in other platforms, my main base is always AdultWork.
Do you remember the first day that you did cam session? Did you sit down in front of a computer or your phone and then you broadcast? Do you remember that day?
Yeah. I say,
How was that for you?
Yeah. I'm still trying to get there with the whole cam thing.
Okay.
Obviously, I mainly do the escort side of stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah, I say the cam inside. I'm still trying to find my niche in it all, but yeah, it's definitely fun and games to try, and I enjoy kind of the role play and all of that kind of stuff. So yeah.
How was regarding support from friends and family? How that process worked for you? Because when we have, like, maybe there is some models now watching the show wanting to start, and something that are holding them back is be able to open up and speak to friends or have support from friends. But you said you found out first through friends, right?
Yeah,
So how was that process for you?
Yeah, back in the day, it was a lot different. We didn't talk about it and it was very taboo. Now, I'd probably say in the last kind of 5 years, nobody batters an eyelid. Like, I'm self-employed, tax registered, all of that, and nobody batters an eyelid. I definitely, like 10 years ago, it was a bit like, what are you doing, But yeah, I use my real name, my family, my friends, everybody knows what I do. I don't go into great details. I don't think anybody needs to hear all of that,
Exactly.
No, you know what I mean? There's no, hiding away. And that's much nicer. I think if you don't have to hide, then you can provide a much more realistic service and an intimate service without worrying, oh my God, what happens if somebody sees me? Because I know some people don't use their face and like I just, none of that bothers me. So I feel that I can connect a lot better with clients and not have to worry about, oh my God, what happens if someone recognizes me or says this or that? Everybody knows. So there's no drama. And definitely it's not so taboo nowadays.
So saying that, when you perform, when you with your clients, do you sometimes do role play kind of thing, or you are always yourself?
I do the role play
But
stuff.
it is what you get.
Yeah. I do the role play stuff. To be honest, it's so fun as well, because like in a normal relationship, do you even dress up? Do you even do anything? And life outside of work is single mum, on my own, day to day, So for me, like people say, like clients say, oh, it's my escapism. But for me, it's my escapism too. And just, my bit of fun, my different time to be who I want to be or what have you. So the role play is definitely fun and interesting, spices it up a bit.
Like you said, the escape, do you see the business as some freedom, a way to get your freedom so you can work for yourself, you can do your own times, you basically you rule there, right? And the connection, and I'm sure you get a lot of connections with people as well. So how's that process for you?
Yeah, so I've got ADHD, but I didn't get diagnosed until quite later on in my life. So that's why I couldn't hold jobs down. But with this job, I find if I want to work loads, I can work loads. If I can't, then I can work little. I can manage it much better. And it's about the only job. Well, look how long I've been doing it. And I just find it fits in with that. And all those attributes of ADHD work brilliantly in this industry. I can be happy, bubbly, chatty, all of that. And, that's a positive thing, not a negative thing.
What about within your work? Do you have schedules, or you go with the flow? Or you have Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays, I do this, or how do you plan your...
I am a lot more, as the years have gone on, I used to kind of work evenings and weekends, and then I was like, no, I need to actually structure this. So I kind of work 10 to 4, Monday to Friday. Then I still can do everything I need to do with the kids in the evenings and weekends. And I literally treat it like a job,
Is the mindset, right? So if you have the mindset into the job, into the business, and the consistency as well, which was something I was going to start talking about now. Socials. I see that you are use a lot of your social media. Do you use them? Do you think they are important for your business? Which social media do you use? Do you use X, so Instagram, TikTok? Do you use all of them?
So it's a field I'm trying to reach out in, because I think as the years have gone on, and like I said, especially in the last kind of 5 years, it's much more acceptable. It's much more like, even if you're not in the adult industry, everybody's in their bikinis on TikTok, aren't they? So I'm trying to get into that field. I haven't quite worked it all out with all the algorithms and everything. But I think now everything's a lot more free flowing and accepted. Well, like, for example, you've started doing this, you wouldn't have done this 10 years ago. It would have been like, oh my God, I think, and it's a easier way to do like regular updates and stuff like that. So I've just started my Instagram, I've got X, I've got my OnlyFans, and then obviously I've got my website. I think I've just started Facebook, but that's linked with my Instagram as well. But yeah, just to try, and I'm trying to work out, there's a whole world out there. Like, how do you reach it all and connect to people on, you know, an online platform? Because I'm sure there is a way to connect and get there. But yeah, it's a bit of a minefield. But yeah, I think people expect it nowadays.
Yes, it's almost like they will go before they join your or get in touch with you. They will go into your socials to see how you are, and the way you present yourself there. So yeah, we believe as well. The socials are very, very, very important. What about content creating? Do you create content as well, like videos to leave them on the platform? Because it's a way for passive income, right? So how do you do that?
So I'm trying to get into that a little bit more, because my theory is the older I get, because unfortunately, apparently, I will get old and ugly at one stage. I don't believe it, but apparently I will. So my theory is
we're always going to stay young.
Yeah, then I'll do more online content. So I'm trying to build up a bit of a base now, for when I get older, I've already got the base of it done. Does that make sense? And then, you know, when I'm old and wrinkly, I'll just go into granny fetish online.
You have your own plan already.
Yeah.
Planning ahead, no, she's planning ahead.
Oh, well, I know, but that's the trouble. Like, if you said to me, like, 5 years ago, would you think you'd still be doing this? I'm like, no. And now I'm like, yeah, no, I'm doing this. And
full on.
You know, like, and I'm not going to go down the plastic surgery route. I just I keep looking in that mirror and I'm 17, aren't I think? Well, I have to be 18, obviously. So yeah.
True. So what about equipment? Because let's say there is some models that still think, oh, but I don't have laptop, I don't have camera, I don't have lighting. Mm-hmm. Would they be able to? How do you when you started? Did you have all the necessary equipment or good equipment, or you build slowly?
It's so much now. So I actually do photo editing and all of that, graphic design. And when I first started off, I'm there editing pictures pixel by pixel. Nowadays, oh my God, the stuff that's available, like even free, is just ridiculous. Like it fathoms me like how easy it is now to create something amazing on your phone. I did buy a MacBook a couple of years ago just to build my website on. But even that, I was like, ooh, do I need to buy a MacBook? You know? To justify that, you know. But yeah, and again, all the lighting and stuff like that, oh my God, it's cheap as chips nowadays. And like I say, our phones and stuff are it's amazing what you can create, you know. So really, it's all, I mean, you see what the kids can do nowadays on a phone, you go, what, you know. And again, sometimes I run through my kids. I'm like, oh, I need some ideas. What's the latest trends? What could I like? Because they're on their phones all the time. They're like, oh, do this, you know.
Get everybody involved.
Yeah.
That's the thing with technology and trends. You gotta follow.
Yeah. And that's what I mean. Like, obviously, my kids, we don't talk about sex. I don't do anything like that, you know, but they know mum's sexy. And I kind of say like I'm an adult influencer. That's how I explain it. So they kind of got the grasp of it, you know. But it's just fun to hear because obviously they're way up to date, way more than me. And just to hear the ideas and go, okay, yeah, what's the twist on that? Yeah, I could make that sexy. Yeah, you know, because I can keep up to date with all these trends. I'm not on my phone every night.
Let's say hi to everybody also on the comments, on the audience here. Hello, everybody. Thanks for following us. Remember, if it's your first time here, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, become part of the family. Here on the description of this video, you'll be able to find Candy's socials there as well. So hello to everybody. Eve, hello, guys. Thanks for being here. We have some regulars now. Thank you, guys. We have some questions out, don't we?
Yeah, and they're actually interesting ones. We're starting with Eve's question, and it's, what's the weirdest or most memorable request you've ever received?
Yeah, I know. I was thinking about this because I thought you might ask this. I have to say that I don't do anything anally myself receiving, but so when I give it, it's so surprising. And I would have to say that it is absolutely amazing what some people can fit in there. And that's probably been some of my most memorable is just like high five to you, because I don't know how you do that.
Like, well done, you.
Like, just because it's something I don't do myself, I'm just like, wow, yeah. So definitely some interesting fun and games with things like that. Yeah.
What's the other one?
Okay, and the second interesting question from Annie, our regular fan also,
Yeah.
is what's one fantasy you've always wanted to feel but haven't yet?
Oh, okay. So I'm a total control freak. So my fantasy that I think I would like is to be out of control, because I wonder if I actually could be out of control. So not dangerous, no whips, no chains, but to have somebody that could actually relax me enough where I could be out of control and teased. And I mean, I think I would like it. It'd be interesting to see, because I'm a total control freak and I just like, no. So interesting to see if I actually could relax enough. Because obviously I do that kind of stuff to everybody all the time. And I'm like, oh God, yeah, I wonder if I could do that the other way around. But yeah, so that's definitely something maybe. I mean, I've tried to, like, with partners before, go, right, you're going to just walk in and you're going to do this. But because it's planned, it doesn't work. Yeah.
Amazing. So tell me something that your audience would be very surprised about you that they don't.
Oh, goodness. I don't know. Like, I'm very useful. I do a lot of things. I'm not just a pretty face. Yeah. I say this closet you can see behind me, I hand built all this. I say, so yeah, I do a lot of random things that you wouldn't expect. I build a garden. I do everything and anything.
We have another one interesting question in the chat. What's something you have done off camera that was even hotter than anything you filmed?
Oh, probably threesomes or moresomes, definitely. Yeah. I think it's kind of sometimes when you've got the camera there, you're kind of thinking about that a bit more. And it's definitely some of those threesomes, especially like threesomes with a married couple, or, you know, a couple that are together, because when they've got that trust and, you know, and it's blimmin' hot that they want to get somebody else involved.
True. I mean, the chat today is on fire.
Exactly, it's on fire.
Thank everybody on the chat. You guys are on fire. Thank you very much for interacting with us. Again, the more you interact, the more we create, right? So, whenever we get towards the end of the show, we do have some set questions that we'd like to ask. I have some. I think it's 5 warm-up spice questions. And then Aurora have some more. So
Anuska is cheering for Candy in the chat. Candy's on fire, and she's on fire indeed.
See, the chat today is on fire. First question is blowjob or hand job?
Blowjob. Do you like sucking a cock? Yeah.
Dog style, 69 or missionary?
Missionary.
Group sex, like orgy or one-to-one?
Group sex.
Masturbation, solo or to get with people around? Together.
Whoa. People around.
Why not?
Sharon's caring after all.
Exactly. And so sex, morning or night?
Oh, is both not an option?
It is. So both it isn't. Both it is. Aurora, you can. We have some questions as well, right?
Yeah.
Go for it.
We can move on to the second part of the questions. And the first one is, can you describe yourself in just one word?
Oh, goodness. Memorable.
I like that.
What's your ultimate turn on?
Oh, I love sensual, just touching down my back, gentle, definitely.
So you're a touchy person, aren't you?
Yeah.
Moving on to the next one. What's a guilty pleasure you enjoy when you're off the clock?
Oh, what, non-sexually or sexually?
You can tell us both if you like.
Non-sexually is probably my singing and my dancing. I know it's so bad, but I just love it. I can't stop. Like I said, I'm still like 19 and I just have to still sing and dance like I'm a teenager. Yeah. Sexually is that sometimes I go into a right little thought process and have some right little dirty moments in my head, you know, during sessions and stuff, you know, and I just do in my head. Yeah.
What, all this year that you've been in the industry, is there anything that you absolutely like it, love it, and anything that you don't like, you dislike?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's the meeting people. I mean, you just wouldn't meet the type of people, you know, just day to day out and about. So I love the wide range of people you get to talk to and interact with. That's the main, you know, the reason why I keep doing it really is that just I often think, you know, could I stop or should I stop? And I think, God, I don't think I could live without, you know, speaking to all those people and having all those moments with them. Bad thing. I mean, the only thing is obviously there are time wasters and people that just mess you around, but you're going to get that in any job, in anything. There's always someone that's going to annoy you.
What about within all these years that you've been in the industry? What was the weirdest request you ever had?
Weirdest. So I feel a bit bad because obviously I don't want to, like, you know.
No worries.
But definitely fluffy slippers and fluffy dressing gowns. Yeah, I mean, each to their own. Kind of get it, but I don't get it because it all gets a bit hot and sweaty, and then it's not sexy. Yeah.
Okay.
I feel you. Also, it would be nice to tell us how a day in the life look like you, like from the morning when you wake up till the night.
Yeah, so like, you know, any other mum, I get up, I do the school run, I come home and I get ready for work. And then, you know, if I've got things booked in, I crack on. And if I don't, I just, you know, do some of my content. I, you know, wait for the phone to ring and whatnot. So I do that 10 till 4. And yeah, lots of fun and games. And like I said, it's quite interesting now. I've started doing a bit more content because on quieter days you can have some real fun with that and just, you know, express differently. And then back to picking up kids, dinner, you know, like any other normal person that works.
Now that you said content, how do you come up with new content ideas that keep your audience engaged?
Yeah, so I'm an artist. I'm an arty-farty person. So I have a creative bone in me. And, you know, that's kind of one of the reasons why I enjoy doing this, because I've always found the naked body it's more of an artwork than it is pornography and things like that. So, yeah, luckily I can kind of go, okay, you know, and also I don't always want to follow the trends because I want to show who I am and what I'm capable of doing. The trouble with some of these trends is although we've got to follow them, you're almost copycatting. Like, where's the imagination? Where's, you know, have you even thought about it? You're just, you know, that's the kind of reason why I hate the trends, because you're just following. You're not, you know, actually inputting any of your own creativity. So yeah, I mean, my mind is always ticking over, and like I say, I take inspiration from everyday objects and things like that. Oh yeah, what's that? Something I like that I go, oh, how could I turn that and do something with that? And yeah, I mean, sometimes I look and see what other people are doing and go, no, yeah, no, but yeah, I definitely like to try and just get my creativity across as much as I can, as well as following the trends.
Love your tattoos, as you can see there in the comments on the screen.
So creativity is the key for you, and I agree. I don't know if you can agree, but sometimes people do follow the trends without even realize what this trend is about.
I believe that the majority of the people actually do that. They follow the trend.
Yeah.
And then when the trend's over, a lot of people are going to be left behind because they were not the ones. They were not the OGs originating there.
Exactly.
Yeah. But yeah, you've definitely got to have your unique selling point and, have your little niche and stick to it. And, I often think, am I doing it wrong? Should I follow everybody else? But every bit of feedback I get is like, no, stick to what you're doing, be yourself, and obviously I'm not everybody's cup of tea. I totally get that. But I don't think I want to be molded into this, online person that's just a trend. You know what I mean? Because it's incredibly difficult when you're doing that all day, every day to keep that up.
And when you're yourself and you're real, that's it. There's not much work to do. You are who you are, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And like I say, some people might think my dancing and my singing is like, oh my God, what is she doing? But I'm like, I don't care. Look, I don't upload it all the time. You don't have to watch it.
Oops, hello. There is a cat.
Yes. Sorry, house full of cats. I was waiting for it to come.
There you go.
By the way, it would be nice to tell us, how do you handle inappropriate or disrespectful messages from followers if you received ones? But I'm assuming you might receiving ones because people, when they do expose themselves out there, they are haters out there. I mean, of course they are.
Yeah. It's really difficult, especially nowadays. People think it's okay, and I still don't get how it is okay and how it's not managed or disciplined or anything like that. And it does make you question yourself. Like I say, I do go through, God, what am I doing wrong? And but I just keep coming back to, no, I'm okay with me. You either like it or you don't like it. And I've never been a follower. I have this thing, I'd rather have no friends and be happy than have all these fake friends trying to pretend I'm something else. If you like me, you like me. If you don't, that's fine. Like, I'm not going to force you.
One very interesting question here. What would you like society to better understand about people in the adult industry?
Yeah, definitely. I think they really need to look at stupid things like the brothel law. Like, if you've got more than one girl working in a place, it's a brothel. I mean, that's just ridiculous. So yeah, I mean, it'd be good if people just realize that, okay, of course there are people that are taken advantage of or whatnot, but the vast majority of us are just we're just normal people, and it is a safe job when done safely. And not be just so, like, oh, looking at you like, Christ, I think some of it, they all would do it if they had the balls.
Don't you think that it's slowly, but people are understand, like, for example, podcasts like this, like you said, 10 years ago would never exist, and it's reaching the mainstream and people understand that adult work is work, right? Okay, there's one more question here from the audience, Sam, saying, what have you learned about yourself from the industry?
That I can do things successfully. I'm not a complete failure.
And where would you like to see yourself in 5 years?
Still wonderfully beautiful, not aged.
Always young.
Yeah,
forever young.
Absolutely. Still smashing it. And hopefully I'm just going to stay like this. And yeah, I hopefully I hope to have a long career that doesn't fade away into ugly old age. So yeah.
Okay, and now we're going back to the questions. And if you could meet and create content with a celebrity, who would that be?
Okay, so this is going to be fun. I have to get this one in here, but it would be Joe Hendry.
John Henry.
Joe Hendry from the wrestling. Yeah.
Okay.
What's your ultimate fantasy?
So for me it would be having a sub, but no pain, just they are completely submitted to me and I am in complete control of their orgasm. Tie, tease, just and I am in total control. If I want them to orgasm, I will. If I don't, I won't. Lots of worshipping, lots of just I'm in control, and just all of that kind of stuff.
You decide.
Huh?
You decide.
Yep. Yeah. So, they could be begging, please let me orgasm. And I'd be like, when I'm ready to let you. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Exactly.
What's the weirdest place you've ever had sex?
Oh, probably like outdoors. Yeah. Like, almost in bushes and hedges back in the day. Yeah. I grew up rurally. So it's like, out on the fields, just free to roam.
Wildlife. And last one is, if you win 1 million today, what's the very first thing you will buy?
Oh my God, we have this conversation all the time. Oh, yeah. I suppose it would be a house. Yeah, a nice house. That would be good.
Okay, so house it is.
We have one more question in the audience from Sam. Thank you, Sam. Have you learned any skills like editing or photography from the industry? Is that something that is good because it helps your work, right?
Yeah. So like I say, I was, growing up before the internet and the early days of it. So like I said before, like I've learned how to manually edit pixel by pixel. And then as the years have gone on, and I'm still learning. Literally, there's updates all the time, or I use a few different things. And I'm like, Christ, look at what we can do now. And it's amazing and interesting, what you can really create.
Amazing.
As well.
This was a very, very nice chat episode of the podcast. Candy, you are amazing. Very nice. Great energy. Really, really nice. What I would like you to do is to leave a message to everybody listening to us. People who maybe are wanted to start in the business now, be just like yourself. So leave a message to everybody.
Yeah. Well, thank you everybody for listening and commenting. Just if you want to give it a go, just really don't worry about what everybody else is going to think. Like I say, most of it is just jealousy. They just wish that they could do it. So if you want to do it, just do it, and you don't have to be out there with your face and everything. You can do it a bit more secretly if you want. And just honest, for me, it's the only job I've managed to work around being, single parent and everything. And I have had relationships in the past. It's not been a problem. Honestly, it's worth thinking about. And like I say, just give it a go.
Amazing. Thank you so much for joining us. If you are listening, remember, if you are listening to this video after and you got to here, remember, if you want to ask Candy any question, you can leave them on the comments, and I'm sure she will go through the comments and then she can reply to you there. If you want to reach out to her, there is her socials is on the description of this video. Keep tuned with us today. I believe in half an hour, 40 minutes, we have another live. Is Adult Stories is our first episode, and I'm sure you guys are gonna have fun on that too. Thanks everybody on the audience, commenting, engaging, and interacting with us all. Aurora?
Yeah, thank you guys in the chat. You've been amazing. Thank you, Candy, for joining us today. Your vibe It's amazing. You look like a very, very creative person. Yeah, and we love you here
Thank
from
you.
AdultWork. And yeah, that's all.
And ciao, Silva. We catch you on the next one.
Yeah, stay
Bye.
tuned.
Adult Talk, a podcast by AdultWork.